Yep, smile for the camera, wave. Hello, everybody. Nice to see you. Carol, don't be shy. Okay, here we go.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
GC Community Chat, show number 236.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to GC Community Chat. I'm your host, Kerry, and joining me tonight is Wayne County Commissioner Richard LeBlanc, Dr. Tom Iwinski, and Derek Parton. This show is dedicated to you, the residents and businesses of Garden City, as well as the surrounding communities. Remember, we're working hard to promote our community and yours.
Well, hello, everyone. Might help if I turn my mic on. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's Thursday, March 12th, 2015, and you are listening to show number 236. Before we go any further, I just have to thank each and every one of you for your thoughts and prayers and condolences during a very difficult time with the death of Cheryl's mom, but she is at peace now and in a much better place with her husband, Bob. So thank you all again very much. It really meant a lot to the family. Okay, tonight Richard is not in studio, but he will be joining us via phone. He's in the chat room, actually, so he may call in, he may not. I don't know, we'll see. Richard, okay, yeah, I do see you, okay. Also joining me is our favorite weatherman, Dr. Tom Iwinski. Tom, how you doing?
I'm doing good, enjoying all this nice weather.
Oh, man, I'll tell you, you got to be everybody's favorite weatherman, huh, right about now with this weather.
Absolutely.
And also here tonight is former Garden City Councilman and longtime resident, Mr. Mike Jones. Mike, how are you?
Doing great, Kerry.
Is your mic on?
I think so.
Okay, pull it in a little closer so we can hear that charming voice of yours.
Yeah, right.
We'll also have Joy and Holly here in just a few minutes with their 2-minute gardening tips. With this warmer weather, I would imagine gardeners are getting restless to get outside. I know we are. So we have another packed show for you tonight. Coming up after Joy and Holly, our guest for tonight is no stranger to this show. Dearborn Heights Councilwoman Lisa Hicks-Clayton will be here, and joining her tonight is Carol Stuart, president of the Southwest Dearborn Heights Neighborhood Association, and they will be talking about a special event they have coming up called Light Up the Night. We'll get all the details on that, and we'll also talk about some other topics as well, so stay tuned for that. We're going to have some announcements towards the end of the show, too, so we have a lot going on tonight, so I hope you stay around. Let's see, so why not grab your favorite beverage, sit back, and enjoy the show. We welcome those of you listening online in the chat room, and also to those that will be watching us on our YouTube channel later. Thanks for watching, and we appreciate your support. Now, you can join us here tonight via our chat room by going to TalkShoe.com, and at the top of the page, search for show ID 82757. That takes you right to our main show page, and once you're there, just click on the large Join In button, and you can sign in as a guest, and that's all there is to it. Now, when you're in the chat room, you can type your questions and comments at the bottom of the page, and you'll find our phone number and show ID there as well. So if you have any comments or questions for any of us here tonight, please feel free to call or type them in the chat room. Now, to call in, the number is 1. Now, Richard usually does this, but I have to do it, I guess. The number is 1-724-444-7444, and you're going to enter the call ID 82757 followed by the pound sign. And don't forget, you can always text your questions or comments to us at 734-788-9319. Once you're at our main show page, you'll find all 236 shows over there where you can download and listen at your convenience wherever and whenever you want. It's also a great way to get caught up on any shows you may have missed. We're also in iTunes. Search for GC Community Chat for your convenience. We're in there. And we're doing a video recording of tonight's show live and unedited. So you can put a face with the voice, and that video will be made available later on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/communitychatshow. We have several other shows over there for your viewing as well, and please, if you enjoy them, click on the red subscribe button. That way you'll be notified when a new video is posted. Okay, before we go any further, let's get the latest weather update with Doppler Tom, and then we'll get Joey and Holly in here, followed by our guests for tonight, Lisa Hicks-Clayton and Carol Stuart.
Okay, let's do a check on weather with Doppler Tom. Let's see what he has in store for the rest of this week and the weekend coming up. Tom, take it away.
Hey, Tom. Got some
I can
great
actually
weather.
see my grass out there.
I know, I can too.
Yeah, it's brown, but at least we can see it.
Exactly. It's not green,
Yeah,
but hey, it's coming.
This mild air started this weekend, and it's going to be continuing for some time, but all good things must come to an end, and we'll get into that a little bit later. But let's focus on the good stuff right now. The weekend did start out with some mild air. It did go above average all weekend so far, and temperatures are near 50 degrees pretty much every single day, which is so nice. And what else helps as well is that sunshine. We have seen nice 2 days in a row of good sunshine out there, and that really helps the spirit out there after this winter. And it's going to continue throughout tomorrow. As we get into the overnight hours, again, we do get colder because we do have clear skies out there. So temperatures will slightly get below freezing into around 30 degrees. But we'll have a nice rebound tomorrow. There'll be a lot of sunshine, but there'll be some clouds building in throughout the day. More clouds than we have been dealing with the last few days. Temperatures, again, will be mild and above average in the low 50s. So enjoy Friday, because that's going to be another nice day out there. And then as we get into Friday night and during the overnight hours, we'll probably see a lot more clouds and a little bit of on and off rain. Yes, rain, not snow, and it won't even be a whole lot of it. It will just be a few areas. And then as we get into the weekend, it looks like it's going to be overall a good weekend. I don't think Saturday is going to be a rainy day. It'll probably start out cloudy, and then the sun will come out later in the day, and temperatures will be around 50 degrees. And then as we get into Sunday, it will be a little bit cooler behind the system, in the 40s like today, which is still not bad, and we'll see some sun as well. But then as we get into next week, it will start out nice, but then a pattern shift is going to change. And I know some people don't like to hear that because that's a big change in our weather pattern. But let's focus on what's going to happen. On Monday, we'll probably see those clouds lingering from this weekend system. Temperatures, again, will be mildest on Monday. Will be in the low, probably mid-50s, which is very nice, and that's very much above average. We should be in the upper 40s for average temperatures this time of year. So enjoy Monday. That's going to be the best day of the week, because on Tuesday and Wednesday, temperatures will start to take a little bit of a tumble. We'll see a little bit of sunshine on both of those days, so that will be helping. But temperatures will dip into the 40s, and we're going to probably be talking about the low to mid 40s. And that's a little bit below average, but as this jet stream dips in throughout the Great Lakes, temperatures will again continue to drop as we get into late next week. I see high temperatures starting on Thursday, Friday, and into the weekend, probably in the 30s for highs. So it is nice to enjoy this mild weather, and I know I don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but it is what it is. This pattern is going to be coming. Hey, I'm not even looking at my chat room. It's minimized because I know Richard is blowing it up. I can just imagine what he's saying on there, so I'm not even looking at that. But
no, actually, he's behaving in there.
Hell yeah, because we're so close to spring, and people are just excited that with all this mild temperatures. But it's not going to last as we get into the first day of spring. It will be much colder. But I don't see any big snowstorms or any big winter storms to attend to, so that's some good news. But it is going to cool down into next week. I just wanted to get that out there, and I just wanted to get that bad news out there. But as we focus on some other weather in the United States, yes, it's been very mild all across the United States. Like I said, the plains have seen the best of the weather, if you will. Temperatures are close to 80 degrees all across the plains, so that's very nice for them to be dealing with that. We have been dealing with that mild air as well. And the other big story is the melt. There's a lot of flooding going on across the south from Louisiana all the way into the Ohio Valley. And with all the snow melt, and it's been melting very quickly, the streams have been getting all this runoff, and they have been getting rain down there. So the combination of the two of those is not very good for them. They're getting some flooding. And the west, especially the southwest, they're still in that drought, and temperatures are very warm down there, into the 80s and 90s. So California, especially Southern California, is in a heat wave right now, and that's going to probably continue for some time. So that's overall the weather. The last weather story I have is some tropical weather, especially in the South Pacific or just north of Australia. They're dealing with a lot of tropical, which is basically hurricanes, but they call them cyclones down there and down under. And no big storms are going to affect Australia per se, but a lot of 4 of them, which is very unusual for them to be dealing with those systems out there. So I just wanted to briefly mention that little weather factorial. But overall, the change is coming, but enjoy it while it lasts. These temperatures will be nice as we get into that Friday into Saturday, and especially on Monday. But there will be changes coming late in the week. If you want to keep tuned to all this weather information, just go to my website, DopplerTomsWeather.com.
24 days, Tom, till opening day.
I know. What do you want me to do? I'll pick up that red phone, but people think that red phone is going to do something, but we'll see what happens. I mean, changes are coming and they go. So I don't see this being a long-term cold. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, no big major snowstorms anyway, right?
No, I don't see that, so that's some good news.
Okay, that is good news. All right, thank you, sir.
Yep.
All right, now with their gardening in 2 minutes segment, let's get Holly and Joey in here.
This is Gardening in 2 Minutes. When it comes to composting, many gardeners fall well short of what they could potentially compost on their own property. We're going to offer you some suggestions and tips to help your compost pile be better than it's ever been before.
When it comes to composting, you want to have a good location. This includes a location that can get an optimal amount of sun. You also want to keep in mind that where you live, you may have to keep it self-contained. So make sure you check into that before you start composting. When it comes to composting, you want to have a good mixture of greens and brown materials. Greens would include food scraps from your kitchen and grass clippings. When it comes to food scraps, you do not want to add any meat or bones. With brown materials, that includes leaves in the fall and shredded paper.
You also don't want to add any grease or dairy products to that. When it comes to composting, you can turn your pile or you can leave it set. Now, by leaving it set, it will take longer to break down. By turning it, you're going to allow more oxygen to get into the core of the pile and allow the organisms to break the materials down quicker. Now, there's different techniques on the speed and process of these. We'll leave that up to you for your own research and what you feel is best for your particular situation. Composting can be a fun activity and can save you a lot of money and prevent a lot of material from going unnecessarily to the landfill. For more information on composting, the do's and don'ts, and our weekly video productions, as well as our free downloadable digital quarterly magazine, you can find all that information at
theWisconsinVegetableGardener.com.
For Gardening in 2 Minutes, I'm Joy Baird.
And I'm Holly Baird.
All right, thank you guys. Appreciate that. It's nice to see guest 5 in the chat room has planted his kale. He says he got his kale in today, so I guess that's a good thing. If you like kale. I don't like kale. All right, let's introduce our guest for tonight. As I said earlier, she is no stranger to our show and also has supported us here for some time. Councilwoman Lisa Hicks-Clayton, and also joining her is first-time guest to the show and president of the Southwest Dearborn Heights Neighborhood Association, Miss Carol Stuart. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Well, good evening. It's great to be here.
Yeah, we're happy to have you. That's quite a mouthful. Let's start with you first, Carol. You're president of the Southwest Dearborn Heights Neighborhood Association. How long have you been president, and what exactly does the association do, if you can explain that?
Well, we are very beneficial for our community. We try to get all the pertinent information out. We were very beneficial in getting an ordinance department in our city, and we've been in business for 4 years. And I've been president for 4 years, and they don't want to let me go, but they have to. One more year, and I'm gone. So, but we try to do everything we can for the community as best we can.
So you're saying you're term limited on that then?
Oh, yes, I'm term limited.
Okay.
Kiwanis ought to institute something like that.
Well, it's in our bylaws, so we follow our bylaws to the word.
Yeah.
We are now, we have achieved 501c3 status, so any donations that come through our association are completely tax deductible. And then we just, during the flood, we tried to get information out to the people so they would know what to do or where to go. We had meetings. We have a meeting the third Thursday of every month, except in the wintertime. Sometimes Mother Nature doesn't like it. She likes to play with us.
Yeah, exactly.
And this year she played with us a lot. So, but we do notify people if we have to cancel a meeting. But usually we have a meeting the third Thursday of every month. This month is the 19th of March. We have our elections for our board members, and Senator David Kniezek is going to come speak with at our meeting.
Oh, awesome. Where do you guys meet?
We meet at the Donovan VFW Hall on Van Born Road between Gully and Beach. Okay.
Now, you say you get a lot of pertinent information out to the community. How do you go about doing that? I mean, is that via internet, Facebook, newsletter?
We have
call?
We have Facebook. They call me. I get calls all the time. Email. We generate emails for our whole membership and distribute them. Our newsletters will go out this year for the first time in email form. The people that have email, and we're just we try to do the best we can for our residents. And
now, like the businesses too, you notify them. I mean, you work with them too. Then
definitely, we have a lot of business members, and they are very beneficial when it comes to needing a hot dog or a bottle of pop or something for a raffle. Our business members are the best.
Yeah, that's
and we appreciate all of them.
So members, I mean, you have members. How big members would you say?
I have almost 250 members.
Wow, it's good size. Very good.
We have also 4,100 homes in our association. We have the entire Tifa district.
Oh, wow.
And so we try to help as many people as we can. We try to get the news out to everybody. And
so how do you what do you get, like donations, monetary donations, volunteers?
Exactly. We have sponsors that sponsor our association. We have our business members that they are active members. They pay dues just like our members do. And our membership has supported us right along. And we just had a bake sale last fall to buy a sign.
Fundraisers, yeah.
To buy a sign for our new park, our adopted park or supporting park.
So you give back to the community a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Definitely.
Yeah,
everything we do is for the community.
Awesome.
And I'm going to start this out and introduce Lisa, if that's okay.
Sure, absolutely.
Because the 501c3 is with our association, and it's tax deductible. Businesses in the area, in the entire city of Dearborn Heights, will let them know that the Dearborn Heights Light Up the Night project is for not just our association, it's for all these associations, service clubs, residents of Dearborn Heights.
I would like to ask, what's your favorite penis type?
Anyway, I'm going to turn it over to Lisa Hicks-Clayton now, and she can go into more about the Light Up the Night project.
Great. You know, if I may say,
sorry about that.
That's okay. That happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're live. But
Yeah.
we have 5 neighborhood associations in Dearborn Heights, and Southwest Dearborn Heights Neighborhood Association has done an amazing job. Again, they're newly organized 4 years now. So, and especially during the flooding in August, they were instrumental in walking from home to home to get that information out, the resources, delivering the American Red Cross cleaning kits, things of that nature. So all of these associations, neighborhood associations, are instrumental in uniting that community, and that's really what the Dearborn Heights Light Up the Night 2015 campaign is about, is uniting our community. So it's a citywide safety and crime prevention program. And it features several elements. It's home safety, rental property, maintenance, prevention of blight, addressing blight, child safety, drug awareness in the schools, and overall community awareness. So we're coming together. Neighborhood Watch is one of the oldest and most effective crime prevention programs in the country.
Yep.
I mean, it goes back over 100 years. It starts to the pioneer days where they're walking the streets from home to home, letting people know what's going on. So we always say there's more eyes and ears of the residents than there would be with our law enforcement agents. So what we're doing is we're working with our Crime Prevention Bureau of Dearborn Heights Police Department and Crime Prevention Officer Corporal Mark Parinello to bring this program together to the residents. And interesting enough, we have, we're engaging the residents, and I know Carol had mentioned the businesses. The business community is engaged. The Dearborn Area Chamber of Commerce is a partner. We also have all of our school districts are involved as partners. So that's, Westwood, D7, Crestwood, and that's a great partnership to develop the service clubs, which Carol had mentioned. We have Kiwanis, the Rotarians, Rotary Club, the Lions Club. Again, we're all working together, but I do want to mention the neighborhood associations because they are instrumental in outreach and networking this to their residents.
Okay.
So very, very big, instrumental piece to this. And, we're working to unite our community in the fight against crime. Yeah.
That's awesome. I was just checking the chat room here. We have a lot of people in the chat room. There are some pod crashers. It happens. We haven't had that in a long time, but we apologize.
It happens. It's live, right? It's all good.
So go ahead once again, mention when is that Light Up the Night, the date?
We do have a kickoff, which is
kickoff?
Saturday, May 23rd.
Okay.
And it's at 11 a.m. at Daly Park, which Carol had mentioned is in her neck of the woods in the neighborhood. And that's at the intersection of Westward and Annapolis is probably the best way to describe where it's located. So we're going to have elected officials, someone from the state police there as well. We're working to have Congresswoman Dingle there and Senator Kniezek, if you're hearing me, I know you might listen in. We're working to have them representing as well. And, of course, we're going to have all of the neighborhood associations of Dearborn Heights with information tables. So that will be great for their exposure.
Right. And
there will be crime prevention table. We do have another element of this, which I'll let Carol talk about, but I do want to share the challenge, the Lights On Challenge, which is the same day, May 23rd at 9 p.m.
Okay.
This is where Carol gets to come back up with us. We encourage everyone to turn on their porch light.
Right.
And I always say, picture a street that is dark night after night, month after month, year after year, and what it's like living on that street. And what can you do? Because everybody can do something different. Some people can walk patrols. I can't. But maybe what is it that I can do? This is one thing we can all do that makes a difference. So imagine that street on May 23rd at 9 p.m. with all the lights, your porch lights, your business lights, participating and supporting, making a public statement, uniting together against crime. So, Carol, I would like for you to share that perspective and really how this all started.
Yeah.
Well, how this started was way back when in August when I was out on patrol with one of my fellow members of the association. And Dearborn Heights is a very old infrastructure. There are only 2 lights per block, street lights per block. And I said, if people would only turn their porch lights on, it would be so much better. And the gentleman I was with, he said, I agree. We really need people to turn their porch lights on. So I thought about it and thought about it and thought about it. And, in November, I called Lisa, and we decided that this was a good idea, so we were going to put it together.
Mm-hmm.
I got a hold of Corporal Mark Piranello, and he said he was in, so we're going to hold him to it. Mm-hmm. But Friday morning, we have talked to all the schools
mm-hmm.
in the area, and they robocall their parents of their students
mm-hmm.
when they don't have school for snow reasons or whatever. And we're going to have the schools robocall all their students, families, parents, whatever, and have them turn their lights on at 9 o'clock on May 23rd. Plus, we'll have all the associations send out emails to their members to have their members turn the lights on,
mm-hmm.
and work with the service clubs and the businesses, put flyers everywhere to have people turn their lights on. I mean, if you can only imagine a black street, and all of a sudden it's lit up, it would be amazing.
Yeah, just illuminate those neighborhoods, right?
And it helps the police so much because they can actually see.
Right.
You wouldn't think one little light bulb would mean that much,
mm-hmm,
but
mm-hmm.
it does. It really does.
And interesting enough, having your light on, your porch light, nightly, say 8 hours on average, costs you about $10 to $15 a year. So it's not going to hopefully break the bank, right?
Right.
But when you talk about safety and you think about someone whose home has been broken into
mm-hmm.
and their privacy, their security is violated, you can't put a price and try to repair that. It's a challenge.
And it's great for the elderly because, you know, I mean, they just prey on
Yeah,
them.
absolutely, with scams and things. I wanted to share some of the project goals, which was written into the plan, which includes obviously working with our local police department as well as Wayne County Sheriff's Department, because these groups and agencies are critical to what we're trying to do in credibility, and they're also a source of necessary information and training for our residents. So we do offer, through Corporal Paranello and our Crime Prevention Bureau, we have crime alerts that currently are going out via email if you
mm-hmm.
wish to be on a list, and they're also doing other announcements through Ping for Alert. They do offer trainings for neighborhood watch groups or just, anyone who's interested in hearing about crime trends and tips and prevention. So that's all part of this program. We're going to have action days from the month of May through October. And the action days are going to be participating in various festivals and events where we'll have information tables. The information table will share, again, the crime tips, what you can do to safeguard your home, your personal belongings, your family.
Yeah,
but
great
also,
information.
we're introducing the Take the Pledge card,
mm-hmm.
and we're working the element. We're still working on the element of the light bulbs to have a voucher system. So when you sign the pledge card, you'll get a voucher, and we'll get you started with a light bulb. So we're working on that element to bring it together because it's kind of the fun part of it.
Mm-hmm.
But it gets you to come and get your attention, which is what we're wanting to do.
Right.
We're also working with various organizations to connect victims of crime with services that they might need, holding regular meetings with our residents, mostly through our neighborhood associations.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have regular meetings on crime prevention strategies. And we're also hopefully going to be doing some door-to-door canvassing to recruit members for neighborhood associations.
Mm-hmm.
An important aspect is the people who aren't able to get out of their home, like your senior citizens.
Right.
We call those window watchers. We
Yeah.
want to encourage everyone to
Very
be a window
important.
watcher.
Yeah.
Everyone can watch. If you hear something, you see something suspicious.
Watching the kids come home
Yeah,
from
absolutely.
school, for instance, or going
Yep.
to school.
People know what kind
Having
of car.
having those lights on
Right.
is a big safety factor for the kids.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
Especially when they're going
Yep.
to school in the dark.
Very, very
Absolutely. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to be translating crime and prevention materials into Arabic and other languages because, as we know, most of Southeast Michigan, including Dearborn Heights, and I'm sure Garden City as well, is very diversified culturally.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to have the materials available in different languages for them.
Mm-hmm.
And we're working on sponsoring more crime and drug prevention fairs at our local churches and community centers. So there's several elements that we're working on, and it's pretty exciting stuff. I can't wait to the kickoff.
And this light up my life. I mean, Life.
Or your life. Can
That's a
we
good
sing
song
now?
too, isn't it?
Where's Richard? Where's that song, Richard?
No, the Light Up the Night.
Yes.
That's just not a Dearborn Heights thing, though. That could be any community.
Be anywhere.
I mean, any community can adopt that, and that could be a model for it.
Exactly, and
So-
that's what we thought. I mean, when Dearborn heard about it, they wanted to come in with us, and hey, you can do the same thing.
Well, our neighborhood watch was kind of defunct for a while there. We didn't have the manpower, we didn't have the money, and just recently, what?
Is Richard here?
No, he isn't here.
I just ran downstairs to let him in.
No, he's in the chat room. But anyway, we're bringing that back now in Garden City, crime prevention, and what it is, it's going to be the neighborhood watch and businesses combined.
Right.
So it's a great thing, to see that coming back.
I'm glad you said businesses because I mentioned the email crime notes that go out to our residents. We also have the business watch, which is in place.
Okay.
They receive emails. They can sign up for emails that are directed to businesses. What's happening in the business
And where do they
districts.
sign up for those?
They would contact Corporal Paranello. His number is 313-277-7414.
Okay.
So, and I don't know his email off the top of my head. I think it's just mparanello at Dearborn Heights something. But you
Okay.
can call
Well,
him.
the phone number's good. Yeah, that's good.
Right. Somebody Google it.
Yeah. Right.
Yes, but you can call them and sign up as a resident, anyone, as well as the businesses. Because we're working with the businesses. They face crime, unfortunately, as well.
But it's very important in these communities that the neighbors take care of neighbors,
That's right.
Look out for one another. I always mention at the end of the show,
Yeah.
look out for one another out there because, if you see something, say something, right?
Right.
And
Yeah, that's one element.
very
that
important.
People are so busy now.
That's
Whether
right.
it's you have both people in the family, the mother, the father, both are working. They're busy with the kids' activities, whatever the case may be, that unfortunately we may not even know our neighbors. The person on either side of me, the person across the street. So it's really important. One thing about Neighborhood Watch, if you attend a meeting, you'll get to know each other.
Oh, yeah.
It's just a natural thing that will happen, and your neighborhood will be more secure. You'll know that your neighbor next door works midnights, for example. And if you
exactly.
see activity going on at a time that you know they're at work,
Right.
you know there's a problem.
Suspicious cars or anything like that.
That's a big part of the problem with communities nowadays. People are used to keeping to themselves.
Yeah.
And they've got into that where they don't talk to their neighbors, they don't know
Get
their
involved,
neighbors.
right.
And I tell my membership, know your neighbors, know what kind of cars are supposed to be in your neighborhood.
Yeah, it's
if
important.
If you see a car that doesn't belong there, call the police. If it doesn't look right, it might not.
As strapped as police departments are today, you're their eyes and ears now. You're that extra officer on the street. You really are for them.
Right, absolutely. Absolutely.
And they appreciate it. And I don't know if Dearborn Heights has it, but in Garden City, like they have vacation watch,
We do
where
that.
if you know that you're going on vacation, you notify the police department. And they'll come. They'll do a walk around the house.
And they will walk around the house. They'll go
really-
in your backyard.
really a
They'll-
good thing.
Yeah, they look for if you have any windows open, if
Yep.
your doors, anything that's strange that doesn't belong, it's out of place. They follow up on.
Yep.
They do a great job with that.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah. So that's
So where else were you? I think we got off the track there. a
well, we
little bit
may
here.
have.
I don't know.
But we have several events. The big thing is the kickoff on May 23rd.
Right.
That's huge. But also what's instrumental that we need to talk about, what's really important as well, is the partnerships that we're trying to forge ahead and bring on more businesses and more sponsors because, of course, Southwest is a 501c3. We're not being funded by the city to do this. This is a complete 100% volunteer program.
Yeah.
When Carol had called me, that was in November, you said?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. November, and shared the idea. Interesting enough, I had written this program, believe it or not, back in 1989.
Really?
For Fort Ord, California.
Wow.
Because remember, we were stationed there, and I was a community mayor, and this is one of those programs. But really, you know what it is? It's best practice as a neighborhood watch. It's nothing new.
Exactly.
It really isn't. But we need others to come on board with us.
Yeah, you need to enforce it
Yeah.
and instill it in the communities.
We're looking for partnerships, developing those relationships with businesses, with scouts, for example, any other schools, because we haven't gotten so much into the other schools, the parochial schools and whatnot, which we want to include everyone. And the other thing I thought was churches. We're trying to do more outreach to the churches in our community as well. So that's really what we're working on, and I think it's a win-win for everyone.
Oh, absolutely.
Safer community, addressing blight, keeping our children safe as well, and drug awareness. I mean, some of those programs we used to have in our schools, like DARE, we don't have them anymore in a lot of the schools.
Actually, our old DARE officer is now our crime prevention officer.
Okay,
so
very
that's
good.
bringing it back. So he's a good guy.
So it's really important because there's a lot of pressure out there. There's a lot of things that are happening in our communities, and I always say it's our community.
Yeah.
What are we willing to do, or what can we do for our community?
Right.
And we all can be accountable to step up to that plate.
Exactly.
So that's really what it's all about. And I tell you, we had a planning and organizational meeting that was really nice because we had all of the 5 associations, the 5 that I'm aware of. There may actually be a 6th one that's not as active, but the 5 active neighborhood associations in Dearborn Heights all came. They all sent someone, which I was really pleased. I don't know, Carol, you probably were too. It was wonderful to see them.
Yeah.
Because they're ready. They're joining the partnership, and they're very important to connecting to their residents. Gulfview Manor Civic Association has 512 homes. We have Military Park, Military Hills. We have River Oaks, and then we have, of course, Southwest Dearborn Heights Neighborhood Association. That's a big part of Dearborn Heights. It's covered just by those neighborhood associations.
So your police have to be pretty enthused over this too, right?
Well, our police are.
They come and talk,
especially at the south end. I mean, we have fabulous neighborhood watch. Our chairman of our neighborhood watch is a fabulous person. He trains people wonderfully, and he sees everything. I mean, he found a lady that was probably had Alzheimer's behind Thorne School.
Wow.
And if he hadn't found her, she could have froze to death because she had no coat on. She had escaped from her daughter, and he found her because he searches everywhere. He goes behind the schools in the nicks and crannies, and it was. If he hadn't found her, I don't think her daughter, who did come back sooner, I don't think she would have found her because she was hiding so well.
Wow. Yeah, that's scary.
Yeah, and it was scary for us too because it was the first time we'd ever dealt with something like that.
Yeah, see, it pays off though, right there. I mean, that's a big dividend right there.
Right, we saved somebody's life.
Yeah, absolutely.
One thing I wanted to mention, you talk about police, and they can't be everywhere at all times.
Right, no.
So it really does come down to your volunteers and your residents. But one thing that's important to address, and this is one thing Light Up the Night can do, and your neighborhood associations through their crime prevention programs or neighborhood watch coordinators, is check police reports, conduct surveys, and actually address the residents' perception of what crime is in their neighborhoods. So with Gulfview Manor Civic Association, we actually track all the crime trends, so we're aware of what's going on and what exactly is happening and when. I can actually tell you what happened in August 2014. I can look back and see similar things in August of 2013. So it's very important, and you communicate that. So we're communicating with our residents, and that makes a safer community as well when you address the perceptions that people have. But that's based on collecting facts. And checking those reports. And our Crime Prevention Bureau officer, again, we mentioned his name, Corporal Parinello, does a great job relaying that information on to us.
Did you have something you wanted to say, Mike?
No, I just was thinking, we have new neighbors for the first time in 43 years on the east side of our house. They were there when we moved in, and the couple has passed away, and they sold her home to a young couple from Plymouth.
Okay.
He works in Livonia, so Faye and I, in an effort to get to know the neighbors, did a 1950s, let's take them a plate of chocolate chip cookies.
Yeah, that works.
That's awesome.
That works, you know.
Leave our name and phone number and that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
we need to get back to that,
we
know.
Do.
We really do.
People have to start knowing who
people
they live
are
with.
so busy today. they can't take time to stop and smell the roses anymore.
Right.
They're working constantly.
And when they're home, they're glued into the electronic stuff
Yep.
more than they are
Yep, exactly.
what's going on next door.
Yep.
Right.
Or they just want to sit on the couch and vegetate, you know.
Right.
They don't want to do anything.
And when they do get home, they don't want to be bothered necessarily. I mean, I understand that. They're
yeah.
tired.
Yeah.
So, but
It's
definitely
tough out there.
we need to connect to each other and work together.
But, you know, it's great for, you know, retirees to get involved, you know, widows, widowers. It's just a great thing.
The
you know?
big thing,
Makes
the
you feel
big
good.
thing about this is the amount of safety you can get for $1.50 a month, and
Yep.
that's what it
Just
boils
that light,
down
yeah.
to. Just a porch light. It lights up your driveway. It lights everything. And
Very important.
It's very important, and people have to realize that they can save themselves a lot of grief if they just turn on a light.
It's a big deterrent, and just like a dog, having a dog, very important.
Yep.
Yeah.
Very important. Those dogs really let you know they're a good warning.
Yeah, the important thing is to listen to them
Yes.
when they start barking,
Yeah,
and
when-
then don't just say, "Be quiet."
Well, I always
go
say, you
look,
know, she's
check.
just doing her job,
Yeah,
you know, really.
That's right.
I had a reserve officer come to the house next door. They were watching the house, and my dog was barking, and I was telling him to shut up. And the officer looked at me and said, "Don't tell him to shut up. You pay him to do that."
That's
Yeah.
right. That's his
yeah.
job.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And
So-
yeah, they're usually not wrong, you know. They know something. Maybe
So-
a raccoon, but yeah.
So what other events you have coming up? I know there was something else we wanted to talk about. Oh, the foreclosure.
Oh, yes. Yes, so
Western Wayne County
yeah, a little
Stop
bit of
Foreclosure
a
campaign.
historical look at how this came to be. Former state representative Phil Kavanaugh sponsored legislation on tax foreclosure relief. And in December, it was actually December 19th it was passed. So the last hour, so to speak. And Mayor Mike Duggan was the one who really moved this forward and propelled it to move it to that final approval. But what's important to know is that it is in place, and March 30th is the deadline. I wanted to share the tax foreclosure hotline with people. So there's free advice if you have a mortgage or land contract problem, or if your house needs to be probated. There's information that'll help you if you're a tenant living in a rental property that's being foreclosed on. So you can stay in your home after foreclosure on April 1st and not be evicted. There's more information on a interest reduction stipulated payment agreement from Wayne County Treasurer to lower your taxes and obtain an affordable payment plan. So the idea is you want to keep people in their homes. We don't want people losing their homes. We
Right.
know that vacant homes can become a problem with blight, crime. It attracts crime because the homes can be stripped of things that are valuable. But also from a municipal point of view, we want to keep people in their homes as well because it does add to your bottom line, which equals services. So I want to share the free help. This is free legal help, and it's available, sponsored by United Community Housing Coalition and the Michigan Legal Services. It's called the Tax Foreclosure Prevention Project. I almost said problem. Project. And that hotline is 313-405-7726. Again, that number is 313-405-7726. And again, that deadline is March 31st, so it's coming up. Want to let people know about that because that's really key to keep
Yeah.
people in their homes. You
Yeah.
have an option.
And like you said, it's free, but they're not going to pay your bills for you. They're
Right.
going to probably
They're
just
gonna help you.
set you up,
Yeah.
put you in a
On a
plan that
payment,
you can.
something you can live with and stay in your home.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want people, losing their homes. The economic downturn has been a challenge for many of us. And interesting enough, there is improvement. We do see improvement gradually.
Yeah.
It will take time, but some people it takes longer than others.
Yeah.
Let's be honest about it. We're not all bouncing back so well at those leaps and bounds. It's a gradual. Some municipalities, they're seeing maybe 1 to 3% value growth there. So there's a little bit of a challenge. Other areas are doing better, but let's remember those that are still struggling.
Richard wants to know how many homeowners attended that event, would you say?
Oh, well, we had a lot of reflective people there. I would say there was probably the one that I attended was on Tuesday night, which was in Garden City. I would say maybe 15, 16 or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a start.
So,
it's good.
Yeah, but they have additional ones. I don't have that additional information, but you can give them a call, and they'll be able to tell you when the other meetings are. They're in different communities.
Mm-hmm.
I know Inkster has one coming up. Parts of Detroit have these meetings as well.
Mm-hmm.
So right now what we're really trying to do
time's
is
running
outreach.
out. Yeah.
We need to communicate with
Right.
people because a lot of people aren't aware of it. So we want to let them know there are options out there, and you can get free legal help understanding what the options are.
Cool.
So it's good. It's good to see that.
Once again, I just, excuse me 1 minute. I just want to tell everybody in the chat room that I had to block everybody because we had some pod crashers. Few idiots out there that, immature. What are you going to do? So that's the reason that everybody's blocked right now. So I apologize for that. Okay.
Okay.
What else we got?
All right. So, we have a ballot question coming up on May 5th.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, more outreach and communication opportunities for providing information to residents.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to let folks know and invite everyone, not just Dearborn Heights, but, Garden City, Livonia, Redford, Inkster. I have office hours on Monday, April 6th. 10 a.m. at Berwyn Senior Center, which is located at 26155 Richardson in Dearborn Heights. And again, that's April 6th, 10 a.m. You're invited to join us for coffee, municipal government, and Proposal 1.
You're going to go over all that.
I will have
Proposal 1.
information
the pros,
available.
The cons, everything.
It's all neutral material, so
because
you make the decision.
We've hammered that
Yes,
a lot
I
on
bet-
this program.
I bet you did.
Have we not?
Right.
Right.
Also, our coffee hour was predominated by that topic.
I bet it was.
Standing room only.
Right.
It was packed.
So, it's important to present all sides, both sides, and try to be neutral. I mean, as an elected official, I want to remain neutral because really it's about information for the residents and for them to make that decision. It's up to them when they go to the polls to cast their vote.
And it's too bad that we have to make that decision.
That's true.
I mean, we've talked about that a lot. And,
I've heard that from a lot of residents.
Yep. Laying it on us.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you there's a second session on Tuesday, April 7th. So that's the next day. April 7th at the Eaton Senior Center, which is 4900 Party in Dearborn Heights. Again, that's 10 a.m. And again, everyone's welcome to join us. We'll have coffee or tea if you drink tea, and we'll talk municipal government and Proposal 1 and whatever comes up. So everyone's welcome to join us for those two.
Okay. Very good. Mike, you have any questions you want to throw out there? Comments?
The neighborhood watch is great. I'm
glad
to see that they're really getting it activated. I hope that we can do more in that area too, because
it's starting up again.
I saw that.
Yep.
I saw it looked like a newsletter that Garden City had done. It was on the church bulletin board.
I have some newsletters, extra ones, and tomorrow at the GCBA meeting, I'm going to pass those out. And also, our officer wants to come and talk to the businesses too. So
very good.
Yeah, I'll mention that later on. But no, that's a wonderful thing. I'm all for it for sure. Mm-hmm. What else you want to comment about, Carol?
Well, I'd like to say that if anybody has a parent or a relative that lives in Dearborn Heights, and they would like to become a member of our association so they can find out what's going on in the area, we do have associate members.
Okay.
They can vote. They can do everything except run for the board.
Okay.
They do everything with us. It's $10 a year, just like our regular members. But they can find out what is going on in their parents' or their family's neighborhood, because we try to put everything out on our Facebook page. Our web page will be opening up soon, so we will also have our web page is swdhna.com.
Okay.
And you can also find us on Facebook. So.
How about a phone number? Is there a phone number?
Sure, there is. 313-295-6311.
Okay. And that'll get the information they need.
And we always have the best coffee and the best homemade baked goods at our meetings.
Geez, I might stop by just for that.
I can vouch
Is it
for
free?
that.
If it's free, boy, don't let Richard know that. He'll be there with bells.
Those cupcakes they have are really amazing. Every flavor under this. You think you're at the Cupcake Factory.
And what about some contact information for you, Lisa? If people want to contact you, a phone number? Or?
Phone number is 313 633 1845. You can email me at Hicks, Hicks, Clayton, Clayton, the number 4, DH, citycouncil@yahoo.com. Whew, I know
It's a mouthful.
I am on Facebook. I have a city council Facebook page, but also started in October, end of October, was an e-letter. We call it e-letter communication.
Oh, yeah.
It goes out weekly. Right
I like
now,
that.
we're
It's
up
nice.
to about 400 recipients, which is amazing.
very
And
good.
it's community news, like you say, promoting your community, right?
Yep.
And it's everything from what's going on within municipal departments as well as events in the community. Really just a hodgepodge of different things.
And we had talked earlier before the show started that you're going to have a YouTube channel, Dearborn
Yes,
Heights?
Dearborn Heights will have a YouTube
Finally?
channel for all of
Within
their
the 21st
city
century?
council meetings. Yay! You know, we're getting there. I mean, interesting enough, that communication proposal, when I submitted as a council member, was about, 8 to 9 months ago? And we're getting there. We've added the ping for alert, which is like Nixle. We've got the e-letter that I do, but the different departments in our city have their Facebook pages.
Mm-hmm.
And now we have YouTube.
Yeah,
so we are
boy,
moving
you're really,
ahead.
oh boy, that's cool.
But yeah, which is good because you know what? The
It's so important,
residents,
it really
you
is.
have to have civic engagement. You really do. It leads to successful government and makes it for a better government. We can better serve our residents.
Now,
And people should know what's going on. If they're going to
Oh,
go
absolutely.
vote, they
Yep.
need to investigate who they're voting for and
Right.
what they're voting on.
now you have a city website, right?
We do. We
Okay.
do have a city website for Dearborn Heights.
Yes, we do.
Yeah.
Now, what about the people that don't have access to the internet or don't want to go on the internet? Do you do like mailings? I mean, home mailings?
We
and-
do mailings. The city does mailings out through, like, our ordinance department is preparing an ordinance brochure that will feature most common ordinances that people may violate or not be aware of, violations. So that's going to be mailed out. So they do a lot of mail outs. Things sometimes go in your water bill as well. They'll give you a little reminder and things.
Yeah, Garden City's done that too. Put little notes in there.
Yeah, we love the little reminders and little notes.
Uh-huh.
So the other thing we do, Bob Ancrap organizes all of our communication as well as emergency. He's our emergency manager for emergency preparedness and whatnot. And he does something, it's a magazine that our residents, every resident receives in the mail, several pages. It's features, it's called Dearborn Heights Today.
Okay.
And it features, different articles about the water department, about DPW, about ordinance, everything. It talks about our commissions. They can submit articles as well, feature their upcoming events. Maybe they're looking for commissioners. So it has a great variety of information,
Yeah,
parks and
lot of-
recreation
lot
information
of
in there.
stuff.
Our Dearborn Heights libraries, we have 2 libraries, the John F. Kennedy Library, Carolyn Kennedy Library. They do an amazing job. I mean, they have an e-letter, they have a Facebook page, they mail out things, they have information all over the place for residents on what services they offer as well.
That's
and
good.
Parks and Recreation is doing it too. We see more coming out of that department communicating with residents.
Well, it sounds like you guys got it covered, that's for sure.
we're
and
working
just
on
you
it.
two seem to be doing a great job, so keep up the good work for sure.
Well, it takes all of us.
Now, do you have an office or no? I mean,
Sure, in my house.
okay.
No, my office is my house, and it might as well be an 8-hour a day job.
Oh, I can imagine.
because
Yeah, keeps you busy.
This lady, she never sleeps.
I know.
I
She
don't know
makes
how
me
she
tired
does
just watching her on Facebook.
She's terrific, and what she does for this community, for our community, is just admirable.
Yeah,
I just,
yeah. She is well connected for sure.
Yes.
I appreciate the kind words. Thank you.
Yep. Mike, anything?
No, this has been great.
Yeah, really appreciate you guys coming. Anything else you want to cover? You good?
No, unless you'd like to attend our flood meeting.
Flood meeting?
We were talking about flooding in the thaw. The city of Dearborn Heights is having a flood meeting.
Let's hope we're not flooding anymore.
Everyone,
oh,
I know.
You know what I mean?
Thaw and I worry. It's the
Those
first
poor
thing
people really had it.
No more. But interesting, this meeting is on Tuesday, March 17th, 7 p.m. at City Hall,
all right,
which is 6045 Fenton. It is open to everyone. So again, not just Dearborn Heights residents, but anyone who's interested in understanding the Ecorse Creek and the development of it and how it came from here to there, the engineering aspects as well.
Are all the claims and everything all done now, or are they still continuing?
No. The city has had
a long process.
Close to 1,300 claims, flood claims forms from August. So that's still in process.
Yeah, you guys got hit hard.
It takes time. Attorneys have to review, and of course, they have to be very careful when they review. We want to make sure.
We're pretty thankful on the flooding one.
Were you guys fortunate? Didn't have too much?
No, not really.
That's good.
You guys did really
well,
got hit.
I was distributing the Red Cross box, the disaster kits.
Okay.
And I had people coming from everywhere, Inkster, Garden City, Westland, Dearborn. They were all coming to my house to get these.
Oh, wow.
Because I was the only one that had any left. The Red Cross ran completely out of them.
That's why I asked you if you had an office. I would just say, people could come visit you, but we're not going to give your address out.
No, we don't want my address out.
A phone number is good enough.
That's good enough, yes.
All right. Well, look, we really appreciate you guys coming on. And, you're welcome back anytime.
Well, thank you.
It's been a pleasure talking with you, Carol. And I hope you listen to the show and
I will.
And come back and visit.
I will. I will tell all my neighbors, all my members and everybody to watch it, too.
And have to let them know about the podcast, that they can listen
on
YouTube.
Yep. I will. The audio part of the show will be posted later on tonight, and then I can email you a link or whatever. Your email's on the card.
Yes.
I'll email you a link. You can listen to it, and
you can pass it on and share it.
Pass it on, share it. Yeah.
Encourage everyone to share the word.
Absolutely. All right. Well, you guys are welcome to hang around, listen to the show, or I know it's late. You probably want to go. It's up to you. But we thank you for coming.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry about what happened in the chat room earlier, but, that happens once in a while, but it's been a long time. So, all right.
It's all good.
All good. All right, moving on. Let's get to some announcements, and we have a lot. First, the City Council wanted me to remind you that the next council meeting will be Monday, March 23rd at 7 p.m. at City Hall, 6000 Middle Belt Road. Council urges all residents to attend. The American Cancer Society Relay for Life of Garden City will start at 10 a.m. Saturday, May 30th at the Garden City Middle School track on Radcliffe, south of Ford Road. It's going to be a little different this year. It's going to be a 22-hour event instead of 24 hours. Are you guys doing 22 also? Your Relay for Life?
We are doing 12 hours.
Oh, 12.
We have taken out the element of the overnight aspect. It's
wow.
gone.
So you guys really...
We have shortened it up quite a bit. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's a one-day event, starting with the kickoff, and then, of course, ends with the luminaria.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, ours is still going to be an overnight event with teams generally packing up by 8 a.m., so that's why they're, starting to shorten it a little bit. Local businesses also are being sought to get behind the event. Sponsorship opportunities are available at varying levels. Benefits may include such things as a company logo printed on event T-shirts and banners. To register for or for more information, visit relayforlife.org or call 800-227-2345. I just wanted to mention, please make a note that on March 26th show, Sarah Traxler from McKenna Associates will be here, and we'll discuss current city projects within the Community Development Department, such as the Master Plan and the Community Development Block Grant Program, which is a grant program that benefits low to moderate income persons. So mark your calendar, should be some interesting information. Remember, if you're interested in coming on the show, we would love to have you. Maybe you own a business or you provide a service you'd like to share with the surrounding communities. If so, then now is the time to contact us so we can get you scheduled for an upcoming show. If you're interested, just email us at gccommunitychat@gmail.com. We'll shoot you some dates, and that's all there is to it. We look forward to hearing from you. And let's see. Oh, today I happen to be the guest speaker at Kiwanis, so I wanted to let everybody know that. I had a good time there today. We talked about the Garden City Business Alliance, but first we're going to move to Mike and let him read some announcements for us, and then we'll get to the Garden City Business Alliance information. Mike, what do you got?
I got a number of things tonight, Carrie. Just in the absence of Derek, a few sports updates. Just before we came on the show, the Red Wings scored early. They were ahead 1-0.
Yay! See if they can hold it.
Yeah. The Lions, of course, lost their best defensive player and signed a quote, replacement guy. So we'll see how that all works out.
Yep. We'll see how that works out.
Tigers had a split squad today, and they lost both games.
Oh, boy. That's not encouraging.
Yeah, the home game, Verlander pitched 3 innings, only allowed 1 man on base. So he was outstanding. And then I think they had 6 other pitchers pitch approximately 1 inning, and all but one of them pitched a scoreless inning. Unfortunately, the one that didn't was Joe Nathan, who gave up 6 runs in 2/3 of an inning.
Oh, our buddy Joe.
They lost 6-5. That wasn't nice.
No good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of some announcements, we got a notice that many of the longer standing residents will remember former Garden City Mayor Vince Fordell.
Mm-hmm.
He was chairman of the Charter Commission that planned out our charter, which turned us into a city manager form of government.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, he served quite a bit of time as mayor before retiring from his job and from mayor and moving to Arizona. He just recently passed away. There's going to be a memorial Sunday, March 22nd at the Santu Funeral Home from 1:30 to 3:30, and then on to Amatea's at 4 o'clock for pizza and salad. So those of you who remember Vince may want to put that on your calendar and try to get there. It's a week from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
The Garden City Lions is having their annual breakfast, pancake breakfast.
Yum.
That's this Sunday, March 15th, 8 a.m. to 11:30, with the Garden City firefighters turning in as the special guest cooks, as usual. This will be at the Garden City Moose Lodge, 538 at 29137 Ford Road. Plenty of parking in the back off Pardo. Full breakfast menu, pancakes, sausage, scrambled eggs, juice, coffee, milk. And it only costs $5 for adults, $2 for kids. You can probably get tickets at the door, but you can also call Bob at 734-612-1775 or Vicky at 734-524-1330. Garden City Public Library is sponsoring a Big Library Read Global eBook Club. It's going to take place from March 17th to 31st with book discussions April 1st at 6:30 p.m. Topic of Shakespeare Saved My Life will be presented by Laura Bates, who will be available to check out.
That sounds like an interesting story.
Yeah, I wonder how that happened, considering he's been dead for 400 years. To check out electronically